Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're a Nanton resident, you are in the right place. This is your essential briefing for the winter ahead. We're going to cover everything from snow removal to who's on the new town council, and yeah, some utility rate changes you'll definitely need to know about. All right, let's dive in. So yeah, there's a lot going on. A brand new council, new rates on the horizon, and we're going to break it all down for you. This explainer is all about making sure you're totally in the loop and ready for everything this winter season in Nanton has in store. Okay, first things first, let's talk about prepping for winter. You know, as the snow starts to fly, there are a few key things that we all need to pitch in on as a community to keep things safe and running smoothly for everyone. So let's talk snow removal. This all comes from Bylaw 1327, but really, it's just about being a good neighbor. The big one is that it's up to each of us to keep our own sidewalks clear of snow and ice. And here's a pro tip from the town. If you've got a garage in the back, try to park on the street during a really big snowfall. It makes a huge difference and helps the plows get through those back alleys way more easily. And just a quick heads up, everybody, the yard waste area is closing for the winter on November 17th. So consider this your final call to get those last bags of leaves and bundles of branches over there before they shut the gates for the season. All right, shifting gears to some really big news. The results from the 2025 municipal election are officially in, and that means we have our new town council. Let's take a look at who's going to be leading Nanton for the next little while. Get this, a total of 798 ballots were cast in this election. That's a fantastic turnout. The town wanted me to pass along a huge thank you to every single person who voted, to all the candidates who put their names forward, and of course, to the amazing election workers who made it all run so smoothly. So in the race for mayor, Jennifer Handley has been re-elected with 501 votes. A big congratulations to Mayor Handley on her new term. And joining Mayor Handley on council are these 6 elected councilors: Jenny McMasters, David Mitchell, Shauna Strong, Aaron Shields, Roger Miller, and Victor Tsiop. So this is your team, the group that'll be making the key decisions for Nanton over the next 4 years. So, with the new council set, the big question is, what's next? What's the vision for Nanton? Let's take a look at the key messages and priorities that the mayor has laid out for the term ahead. You know, this quote from Mayor Handley really says it all. It's about striking that perfect balance, right? Holding on to that unique small-town charm that we all love about Nanton, while at the same time making smart, forward-thinking plans for a strong and sustainable future. And here's a peek at what that future focus actually looks like in practice. The council is getting ready to tackle some pretty major long-term projects. We're talking about that big regional waterline study, continuing with the Westview development, and, of course, pushing forward with the new medical clinic. Now, speaking of that waterline, the mayor really wanted to clear the air on this one. The key takeaway is this: no final decision has been made, not even close. The project is very much still in the study and design phase. They've built in a bunch of checkpoints along the way to make sure it's actually the right move for Nanton. Okay, so that's the official business from Town Hall. But a community is so much more than meetings and bylaws, isn't it? It's about connection. So let's check out some of the awesome events and activities happening around town this season. So get your calendars out. Here are 3 dates you'll want to circle for November. On the 11th, we have the Remembrance Day ceremony at the Cenotaph. Don't forget that yard waste area closes on the 17th. And then on November 29th, the holiday season officially begins with the Nanton Lights the Way Christmas Market. And hey, if you're just looking for a regular chance to connect with your neighbors, the Cozy Corner Senior Center hosts a coffee hour that's open to everyone, all ages, every single Friday morning. It's a really wonderful way to meet some new folks and catch up with old friends. All right, we're in the home stretch. Let's wrap this up with a few very important dates, some crucial deadlines, and of course, a look at those new utility rates you'll want to know about. So here's a quick snapshot of the upcoming town office closures for the holidays. But pay close attention to those license deadlines. All business and dog licenses expire on December 31st, and you have until January 31st to get them renewed to avoid any penalties. So don't forget that one. And a quick shout out to any local clubs or service organizations out there. If you're planning to ask for funding in the 2026 budget, now is the time to get your request in. Seriously, don't wait. Reach out to the town office as soon as you can. Okay, let's talk about the big one. New utility rates are coming into effect on January 1st, 2026. It's really important to understand that these changes aren't just happening out of the blue. They're actually part of a 5-year strategic plan to make sure we have the funds to maintain and upgrade our essential water and wastewater systems for years to come. So what does this actually mean for your bill? Well, this slide breaks down the new base and flat fees. You'll see a flat fee of $66 for water and $81 for wastewater, plus the fixed rates for the other services. And just as a heads up, on top of those base fees, tiered consumption rates will still apply for water and wastewater, which is just a fancy way of saying the more you use, the more you'll pay per unit. So when you put it all together, new leadership, community events, long-term planning for our infrastructure, it's pretty clear that Nanton is making some big moves to prepare for a really sustainable future. And that just leaves one question, right? How will you be a part of it? Thanks so much for tuning in.